Are they popping place to
That's
place
what
and
I'm
getting
saying.
individual
It's a ring.
deodes?
I don't know. 5,000, 2,500, 600 deodorants.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more to People Town.
Hey guys, if you're a pet parent like me, you know about Chewy. I love Chewy so much. And when they say that they have everything you need to keep your pet happy and healthy, they're not messing around, Jay. Chewy has everything you need to keep your pet happy and healthy. And right now you can save $20 on your first order and get free shipping by going to chewy.com/DPT.
That's chewy.com/DPT to save $20 on your first order with free shipping.
Chewy.com/DPT. Minimum purchase required. New customers only. Terms and conditions apply. See site for complete details.
Townies, I love a great deal as much as the next guy, but I'm not going to eat broken glass.
Why
I
would
guess
you
it
eat
would
broken
be broken
glass?
if I'm
Don't do
eating
that,
it.
Dan. Come on.
I don't want to do that just to save a few bucks. It has to be easy. No hoops. No BS.
So when Mint Mobile said it was easy to get wireless for $15 a month, the purchase of a 3-month plan, guess what? We called them on it. We did. Turns out it's really easy to get wireless for $15 a month. The longest part of the whole process, not largest, the longest part of the whole process was the time we spent on hold waiting to break up with our old providers. So to get the new customer offer and your new 3-month premium wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/DPT. That's mintmobile.com/DPT. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/DPT. Hey, Townies, welcome to another episode of Dumb People Town. Population, you. Population tone. Jackie, can we get some room tone in here right now?
Let's just get some room tone.
Let's get some TOHN
And in
tone.
this instance, room tone is just me talking.
Yes.
You bet, gentlemen.
so.
I can't shut up.
Perfect. Can we get some Jackie tone in here? Can I get some more
betcha.
Jackie tone in my mic?
This said no one ever before today.
Hang on a second.
Could I get more Jackie?
Yes,
in
we
my
want
mic?
more Jackie tone. We're getting a
Yesterday-
lot of it.
Is your
Yesterday,
podcast Tone It Up?
My non-existent podcast,
Yeah.
it is now.
Tone it up.
Yesterday, someone said I couldn't hear you, and I'd never heard that before. I was so excited.
First time anyone
That's
in
right.
history.
So,
You're having a
my whole life,
moment.
too.
We're going to talk about your Netflix show, which is like #1 in 35 countries, including...
Lebanon.
Thank you. It's a hit, smash hit, and then we'll talk about all sorts of other stuff and where people can see. We just did a movie with you. There's great stuff, but there's dumb stuff. We got to get to the dumb stuff
Of course,
first.
stuff
Can we
better
start
be
in the dumb?
Idiot town.
So our friends send us. I say friends. They're our friends. Send us stories. What they do is on Twix, as Dan calls it. People will send us a story. #DumbPeopleTown at Daniel Bakirk at Sklar Brothers.
Randy, when did you become the road manager for Weather Report?
Hey, man, I got to get these ladies what they
Talking
need.
about that shirt?
6 of them have diabetes. All right.
That was my favorite curtain at a hotel. I like that shirt. Don't let Jason be mean to you. I just
like
piled
this shirt
on
too because it's got
that's our life.
snaps.
Oh, that's
Sometimes
fun.
it's
Speaking of
hard.
snaps.
Like, even if you like something, if you have a joke, you have to pile on.
I
It doesn't-
I love it. I
just-
do.
It's
He looks
irrelevant
like
if
he
you
works
like
at the
it.
radio station
Yeah, of
from the
course.
TV show.
You look like
Martin.
you're part of a lounge. I love it.
An airport lounge. It's the coolest shirt ever.
I look
I
like
love
a-
it so much. Do you know the Iridium in New York City, right across?
Yes,
right
from
across from
Lincoln
Lincoln
Center.
Center. Like I look like I'm part of the old furniture from that.
It looks like the early 2000s, and you're auditioning against Ryan Seacrest.
That's right.
And I
Which
love
we
it.
did. Which we did. I am a velvet
I know
couch.
this
I am a
story.
velvet couch.
I do really like it.
All right. This was sent in by Charlie Schulman. Our
Thanks,
wonderful,
Charlie.
and he's got the best because it is who he is at Monotone Charlie.
The cutest boy in New York.
He's
got an iron.
iron frame bed,
bed.
and we know this because we've seen him on Zoom. You ready for this?
Yep.
And
I
I've
don't-
been in his bedroom.
I didn't do the headline. Wait, I'm gonna.
This is the worst fucking podcast ever.
Jesus Christ, already off the rails.
Oh my God, it's a.
We
jet-
try to keep the bar low by the title.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I'm just gonna get into it.
It's not called Three Geniuses.
A California woman whose stage 4 cancer has been in remission claims that the disease returned following a spat with a flight attendant over her emotional support animal. So
Oh,
you
God.
argued with me about my dog, and now I have cancer.
Oh, I
again.
thought you were playing Mad Libs.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, so a woman
California
says,
woman
my
who's
cancer
stage
came
4
back
cancer
because you yelled at me about my emotional support emu.
Yep.
Okay.
Not
on an
emu.
Well,
airplane.
that's the thing. I
Dog.
do want to know. So it was dog. It wasn't
Dog.
just animal.
Dog.
Because emotional support, any other animals, they've been banned.
Right.
Turtles.
Turtles have been banned. Peacocks, goats. They've done them all, and they've all been banned.
Wow.
And they ruined it for us anxiety-laden dog owners who just need their tiny dog on the
Are you
fucking
a dog
airplane.
owner?
I am.
And you'd bring your dog with you? Have you brought your dog?
I have, but you're not allowed emotional support. I think now it has to be.
You have to prove that you're really depressed.
Yeah, what's the more? There's one level up from emotional support.
Yeah, there is.
It's
like letters.
Anyway, there's one level up. Like for
You know what I'm saying?
someone,
Like an acronym.
Yeah,
but like for someone who's a diabetic, their dog will
like
notify
C-
them
yeah,
that their
CPAP.
sugar is low, and so like you have to have that.
What's that? What's that? My sugar's low? I'm spiking?
Good boy.
It's so true.
Pass it. Get me a Nutri-Grain bar, lassie.
All right. So in a federal lawsuit obtained by the Independent, and I'm not going to tell you how old she is, Oksana Kirichenko, which she absolutely won.
There we go.
Like
Come
the
on.
women's gymnastics all around in 1992.
Sure. I was
right?
going to say 88. Fair.
Okay, fine.
Or figure skating.
Right. Says her health took a discomforting turn for the worse after she and her elderly husband were subjected to an unexplainable level of
you think
cruelty.
the husband's like, I'm not in on this.
Also, the husband's
You
like,
had a fight with her.
I'm just a little older than you.
Yeah, I was thinking she's young, he's old, he's offended.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like elderly.
You're
Jesus.
May. I'm June.
Right.
Let it go.
It's like I still work out a little bit. I still use that like pedal thing that
Under
they,
I love
you know,
her. Under
yeah.
the table.
She's like, he's dying. He's like, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm not even.
He is on his
We're not
deathbed.
even in the same row.
I'm 62 and I'm in
I
the
didn't
back.
need help getting on this plane. My elderly, my invalid husband.
I pre-poured
Great.
one
Now
time.
he died.
No, he's right
He's
here.
literally breathing right in
Because
front
you
of
yelled at me.
So it said took a humiliation and ridicule by JetBlue crew member
Ooh, JetBlue.
who refused to let Pierre, a how many pound French bulldog, sit with them in first class.
Wait, the
First
dog's name
class.
is Pierre?
Pierre.
I didn't even know JetBlue had first
P-I-E-R. It
the
should
name
be
of the dog?
Pierre, but it's Pierre.
I
That's
feel
how
like
much.
we-
Not
Yeah,
Pierce.
Not Pierce.
Not Pierre.
Not Pierre.
So far,
Pierre.
the absolute runaway most annoying part of this story is the dog's name.
Yeah, because it also sounds like he's a
Pierre?
peer.
Yeah, a peer.
He
Yeah, it's
could have-
Pierre
horrible.
Morgan.
It's horrible.
Pierre Brosnan.
I think he was an import. Pierre
Yeah,
one.
there we go.
Oh boy.
Pier 1 would be a better name than
Pier
Pier.
One.
Pier 1 would be cute. If you're with my dog, it's Pier 1.
Pierre Juan.
Pier 1!
And you always just put him in a papasan
Oh
chair.
my God.
Great.
Pierre
Beryl,
One.
get over here.
I can't.
All right, so Pierre is a how many pound French bulldog?
I knew it was a French bulldog.
You knew it was. That's what I had. I have
One,
two of them.
that's
I
why
just don't understand. So here's the thing. I know, having traveled with a dog, there's a couple things that have to happen. In order to get on the plane with a dog, you need the support animal.
Yes.
No, not fuck.
No,
What is it?
No.
No, I don't know.
Can
But
someone Google it?
No.
Okay. So mean. So there's the thing is, I've traveled with a dog and I've had a gnarly flight attendant because I didn't know about the emotional support and the whole going through the whole process. And
service animal.
Service animal.
Thank
We
you.
finally got it.
Service.
Thank you.
Service.
So now you can't do emotional support. You can only do service. So if
Service
this woman was trying to come on and be like, "This is my emotional support dog," but they didn't pass the service animal test, or the other way you could do it is just pay the airline $100.
That's right, and
Put
then
the
the dog-
dog in a bag, like
right.
a comfy little
So
bag, and
we're
then put
gonna
them
get
under
to
the
this.
seat. Okay,
We're gonna
am I
get to all
blowing it?
this.
Okay.
No. So how many pounds?
Wait, why'd you get
How many
yelled at?
pounds is this dog?
26 pounds.
How many pounds is this dog?
Frenchie, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, 18.
18.
That was exactly
Well,
what
I said
All
it
right,
first.
26, 18. Where are you going, Dan?
32 pound.
I was
That
gonna
is
go-
an enormous French
Enormous,
bulldog.
yeah.
Well, we got a problem.
Yeah,
Okay, let's-
fair, true. She didn't want them to go on the plane.
Pierre, a 23-pound French bulldog.
Okay.
Right,
Michael Jordan.
That's how much. That's how Ziggy's like 24. Anyway, the dust up forced the plane. You know this. You know how mad you'd be about this, Jay.
Oh, my
Forced
God.
the plane to turn around and return to the terminal.
I would
Jackie,
walk-
you are on this flight, and they turn it. You have to go back to where you're
Wait,
going.
the woman. So wait, I have to. Can I keep bringing?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what
so
we do.
the woman who was yelling at me, I put my Glenn in a bag, and he's the greatest that's ever played the game.
Glenn.
GLEN one N. Don't be crazy.
Don't give me
Famer.
two.
Don't give me.
Don't give me two.
And the
Hall of
iPhone
Famer.
always autocorrects it to 2. It's like, how could
Also, it's because his middle name, Glendale Tohn.
also, his name is Glenn Schultz. But
That was my other guess, but I.
That is so good.
yeah, but also,
Glenn
people
Schultz.
sometimes people call him Glennifer Aniston. He's got a lot. But the point is, he's on the plane.
Watkins
He's
Glenn.
12 pounds. He's a baby angel. He's silent in the bag, but he's anxious. And without my knowledge, he's been gnawing a hole in the bag. Now the bag has a hole. The woman didn't know it. Now Glenn gets out.
Oh, boy.
And I put him on my lap, and I'm like, oh my god. And the woman is like,
Jailbreak.
the woman's like, if you don't put him back in the bag, we're gonna have to turn the plane around. And I'm going, well, you're not turning the plane. So I go, do you have a
Another bag?
No. Do you have a needle and thread? What do you want from my life? The dog won't stay in the bag. Threatened to turn the plane around, so I put him in the bag, and then I had to hold
The bag
the
closed.
hold it closed.
You had to cinch it.
I had to cinch it. Thank you.
And
But
it was
wait,
not a cinch.
so
Dust Up
they-
forced the plane to turn around and return to the terminal where the mortified Kirikochenkos were removed from the aircraft, according to the complaint. That is a walk of shame.
No, but they're at
We're
the front of the plane.
I have a lot of questions.
I would walk up to first class and smack her.
I have a question.
I would not lay a hand on this woman.
I'd take her dog away.
Her elderly husband probably does that enough. I have.
He can't lift his hand.
That's right.
He's a paraplegic.
My question is,
Quadriplegic.
how did this get to a point where we had to?
That's the-
How did you get on the plane? They didn't see you get on the plane. They didn't see you have a dog. The plane took off. The plane is now however many miles from where it started, and now the dog is a problem.
So here's what the lawsuit says. The couple's, quote, federally protected right to be accompanied on the flight with their service animal was violated by JetBlue, which had warmly welcomed Pierre aboard just 11 days earlier. They flew there with Pierre. So you're going to now start making up rules on the way back?
You can't
do
do that to
that.
them.
In an email on Tuesday, Kirkochenko's attorney, Alexander Volkov, these are all wrestlers. Am I right? You were on Glow.
100%.
You were on Glow.
These are-
The Volkovs. You know, the Volkovs.
Of course, the Volkov family.
The
Eddie.
Volkov, the Iron Claw.
Claw.
All right, inform the details of the Kirkochenko's relationship
Claw.
and that the complaint was correct, but he said he was unable to comment on pending litigation. JetBlue did not respond to requests for comment. Airline passengers have boarded planes with, among other species,
Peacock.
emotional support iguanas, peacocks, squirrels.
Yeah.
Can you imagine someone coming on with a squirrel?
See, but my thing.
Pigs.
Shout out Amy, man.
Marmoset.
Shit.
Ducks, turkeys, boa constrictors, turtles, kangaroos.
Come on.
But I thought all of this. When is this story from?
This is recent.
Because I thought
Goats.
emotional support
Oh,
animals
they're
were
just
gone.
listing all the history.
They're just listening to all
Oh.
the history. And goats and spiders. Spiders. Emotional support
That makes
It's
tarantulas.
my
me sick.
emotional support.
And at least
brown
one
recluse
emotional
spider.
support hamster whose owner was allegedly
I'm a recluse too. We're
listen to this.
kindred spirits.
and at least one emotionally support hamster whose owner was allegedly forced to flush the animal down the toilet prior to takeoff.
No,
That's fake.
That's not
JetBlue,
true.
which once allowed
That
dogs,
might have been on
cat-
Spirit Air.
of course, and it's not real because you would just get off the plane. You're not going to
Wait,
murder your
listen
animal.
to this line. JetBlue, which once allowed dogs, cats, and miniature horses. Honey, where's the mini? Do you have the miniature horse?
Yeah,
We've
he's
got-
in the middle seat.
Do you mind switching with me? My Shetland pony is in a
Why
middle.
does
in the
someone
middle and the
just
back.
create an airline called Noah's Ark? And
Apparently,
you can
they
bring
they
as
did recently.
many animals as you want. We don't give a shit. There's hay everywhere.
They did recently.
Sky Zoo.
Really?
Yeah.
Sky Zoo.
Sky
We
Zoo.
bought a Sky
God
Zoo.
bless, God bless you. There is a new airline that you can. I think it's expensive, but a friend of mine had recently told me about it, where you can easily travel with your dog. So it's like kind of private, but not.
Right.
But it's expensive.
JSX.
But you can just.
All right, in passenger cabins as emotional support animals has previously faced complaints from travelers who say the airline refused to let them fly with their non-human companions. At the same time, new regulations adopted over the past several years by JetBlue and other major carriers began allowing only trained service dogs to fly with their humans.
She
You're
is
right.
correct.
While no longer recognizing emotional support animals as service animals, small dogs and cats are still allowed to travel in the cabin, provided they remain in the bag,
In the
Jackie.
bag. She knows.
I had to learn all of this.
Right, can't bite a hole in that. The Kirkochenko's lawsuit can be traced back to a Florida vacation they took last fall.
Remember, we're not forgetting the fact. This is why her cancer came back.
No,
We're
of
going to
course.
get to that. They paid how much for 2 round-trip first-class tickets and sent JetBlue the required U.S. Department of Transportation service animal air transportation form. How much were their tickets?
JetBlue, first class.
First-class JetBlue,
I would
2
say,
tickets.
I would say 10 grand because
10 grand?
$5,000 a person,
What do you think, Dan?
Oh man, I have no idea.
like $2,500 in
I'll
each
go
direction.
$6,800.
6,800. What do you think?
$8,000.
Get your answers in, townies. $4,295. Not a lot.
Okay.
Not a lot.
Not a lot. $1,000 each way.
$1,000 in each one.
That's right. Sent JetBlue. It is a lot for a lot of people. Listing the veterinarian, the
Not
trainer,
the Konchachenkos.
and the vaccination information, or the Volkovs.
See?
According to the complaint, the outbound flight from Los Angeles to Fort Lauderdale on September 2nd, 2023, went off without a hitch. The complaint states...
Who's flying from a warm weather place to another warm
I agree
weather
with
place?
it. You got to get Pierre.
Comic.
Pierre sat
Aside from a
happily.
comic.
Yeah.
Pierre sat
happily at their feet in a travel bag the entire way. The pair were expected to have a similar experience for their flight back, but it did not happen. As the complaint goes on, during pre-boarding process, a JetBlue gate agent confronted the Kirkachenkos about Pierre raising questions on whether they could be allowed to bring their dog with them.
Is it in the bag?
Is it in the bag?
No, it's
the
not.
two
It's at their
offered
feet.
all their documentation to the agent. I've got the documents. Who was unmoved. The agent was unmoved. So wait, you have the right documentation. But the
Well,
agent...
this is why they're going to win the lawsuit.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, if you just brought your dog on the plane and you didn't prepare and you don't have the paperwork and you don't have a bag and
Then
this,
you're
that, and
done.
the other, then you're fucked. That's it. But
So
if they have everything, this
they're
really
gonna
sounds like a
dunk on
JetBlue issue.
JetBlue.
Yeah.
Peter Kirkichenko, who was, and we're not going to get his age yet,
Isn't that a Sting
at the
song?
time, yeah,
Very old. Very old.
severe disability affecting his ability to stand and several staples in his spine.
Oh, my
Oksana
gosh.
stage 4 cancer patient, the complaint states, but even after making their health conditions known, the agent didn't offer a wheelchair and kept them standing for a, quote, very long time. Let's not get too specific here, according to the complaint.
No, but
The
they're
a
getting-
very long time. How long? Well,
6
very-
minutes.
The plaintiffs were afraid to step aside with the acknowledged arrangement that they will be called back for a dog-related inquiry in a fear that they will lose their spot in the queue. Okay? After a long, stressful wait, the JetBlue agent informed the Kirchenkos they'd be permitted to board only if one of them gave up their first-class seat and flew with Pierre in economy. The complaint continues.
What is happening?
This
They're
is everybody
making up
making stuff up.
Crazy
Right?
rules. Yeah.
Plaintiffs were boarded in the plane with Mr. Kirkichenko seated in first-class seat and Mrs. Kirkichenko seated in the economy class with their dog in the travel bag.
So they agreed to that shit?
While the plane taxied off the runway to take off, the flight
So
attendant...
she's pissed.
So here's what happened.
Who wouldn't
The
be there?
flight
Of course,
attendant
of course.
handed Oksana a much smaller bag and demanded that Pierre be placed inside of that, according to the complaint. So this bag isn't good enough. You need a smaller bag. As the dog was unable to fit, it's a 23-pound French
They tried.
bulldog.
This would make
No,
me
that would give
so
somebody cancer.
anxious.
I'm now on her side.
Why
This is-
would they
You
have
know what this
another
is
bag?
reminding me of? Do you remember that story years ago where we all read in the paper, like that woman sued McDonald's for her hot
I know,
coffee?
yes. Oh, no,
What
this
an
is it.
asshole. But then the documentary, it turned
Turns
out.
out it's like, oh my God, it was like
Too hot.
8,000
It was
degrees.
8,000 degrees.
You
She got
cannot have
third-degree
8,000
burns.
degrees.
She got burned to her bones.
Right.
She almost died. But the way that it was spun, like this headline made it seem like the Kirkalachenkos were assholes. But now it's like, wait a second.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it made her cancer come back.
I also
However,
don't think it made her
I don't
cancer
know,
come back,
Daniel.
but, like,
However,
this is
Daniel,
fucking
I don't know.
stressful.
However, the
I'm
amount
about
that
to take a
JetBlue's throwing
Xanax.
at you, throw everything back at them.
Crush
If you can.
them. Dunk
As the
on
dog
them.
was unable to fit in the plane, the plane ordered to return the airport building, and the plaintiffs were ousted from the plane. By this time, the earliest flight the Kirkichenkos could book back to L.A. didn't leave until the next day on Delta Airlines from Miami. Backed into a corner, the two bought new tickets, got to Miami, paid for a hotel room. The complaint said Delta had
sending them
no
back.
issues with either the plaintiff's dog or the dog bag, said the Kirkichenkos as they finally got home. JetBlue caused the Kirkichenkos unnecessary monetary damage in addition to an inexplicable level of cruel humiliation and ridicule. All right, let's...
I have to
know.
say, it's.
I'd be mad at them.
I was like,
It's
that
not
is-
cruel, but it was just
It
Dude,
is.
you won.
unnecessary.
We've all. I don't know. All of us. I have definitely had times on a plane where I'm like, we're 2 comments away from this being an argument.
100%.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and all it takes really is maybe I'm a little tired, and this flight
This person
attendant
lives in a
or
tube
just,
in the sky.
Yeah, or this flight attendant just dealt with 19 assholes in a row,
Right.
and now
yeah.
they're
lives
deciding
and
tube
lives in a tube in
tube
the
in the
sky.
sky.
and they're like, let's just round it out to 20, even though it doesn't
Stevie
matter
Wonder
whether I'm
Right.
being an asshole or not. They're
Yeah.
just
Of
in
course.
that.
Yeah.
And you, like, I remember once I was on a plane, and it was a completely innocuous conversation where I said something, because if you sit in the exit row on at least Southwest flights a lot, there'll be condensation that drips down. And I just said something, and he's like, the flight attendant goes, that never happens. And I go, oh, well, I mean, it happens like every
Well,
time
yeah,
I land.
because I've had it. It's
I'm a
happened to me.
comic.
Right.
I fly.
Yeah, I go,
It
it happens every time I land. He goes, I think I know a little bit more about the plane than you do.
Hang on,
Hold on.
I gotta turn this gas light up a little
Hold
bit
on.
higher.
So then I go.
These are the things that my sternum is going to explode out of my fucking body.
So then I go.
I think I know a little. Go
Yeah.
on.
I
He
go.
does.
So then I go. You sit in this seat a lot. Because they would never.
Never. They don't know.
That's
I'm
so
sorry.
good.
Dan's like, I'm sorry. Is this your jump seat?
Yeah, you
Right.
sit in
Is this
this
the
seat a
jump?
lot?
I didn't
You
realize
ain't-
I was sitting in the jump seat. Do I need to do beverage
Right.
service?
You
Dan
doing
is
you
really
doing
bringing-
22F a lot, James?
This is LAX, about 5:30, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Dan.
And I go, you sit in this seat a lot?
I wish I was
My
there.
fa-
I wish I was there so
Me
badly.
too.
I would have gotten up and been like, oh!
You guys start running around like black people that just saw a magic trick.
Yes, I'm just gonna run around.
So then I go, you sit in this seat a lot? And the guy looks at me and he goes, are we having an argument?
Like,
and
are
at
we,
that point,
and then
'cause
you
now
say,
I'm
"Are we
gone."
on vacation?"
Because then all they have to go is go, hey, there's a person being argumentative. We haven't taken off.
Right.
I'm
can get you off
one.
the plane.
I'm
Yes.
one. I feel threatened away from being taken off
Yeah.
this flight.
Yeah.
So they go, we have an argument or not? I go, no. I guess we must just both have different experiences. And I just the rest of the flight was
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
I'm so
boy.
Oh
fucking-
my God, your
Because
whole rib
at
cage
any
is
point,
on fire.
Because
Dude.
if you look, I understand there are so many
Jerks.
idiots
They've
and
been through
jerks
a-
and assholes and entitled pieces
line
of
of
shit.
jerks.
It is not an easy job being a flight attendant. I understand.
It
that.
is a rough
However,
time, but don't.
if you are one, you never have to lose any argument.
No.
Like at any point when I logically said, "Well, you never sit in the seat," and a person, if we were in
Be
a
like,
bar, would
are
go,
you-
"Oh my fuck, you're right."
Are
You're-
you? No, but
you're
are
right,
you
no.
insulting me? Is what comes back.
Right. Well, they just get to go. Oh, you know what? I feel like you're threatening me.
Exactly.
And then this is like they could do that
Yeah.
at
Put
any
the
point.
dog
Oh.
in the little bag. Additionally, Mr. Kirkchenko had experienced a prolonged period of pain in his spine and limited mobility following his forced extended standing, which probably was 7 minutes, let's be honest.
But also could have
Oksana
been.
Kirkchenko said although a stage 4 cancer patient had been in remission prior to the events described herein above. According to the complaint, those events caused Ms. Kirkchenko an extreme amount of stress. Upon arrival home, she checked into Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. The test results had shown the mean tumor molecules level, the MTM/ml, had risen to 0.059. Several prior tests were showing a test result of 0.00. The Kirkchenkos are suing JetBlue for negligence and violations of the Americans with Disabilities Act. They are demanding reimbursement for the hospital, medical expenses, attorney's fees, and
Delta,
damages to
hotel.
the internet. JetBlue has 21 days to formally respond. We will get out of here on this.
They're going to pay him in
Wait, we got the
Terra
age.
chips.
We got her age, but do we have the money that they're going
We don't
for?
have the money.
JetBlue is not going to win. They are going to
I
pay
think
these
they're gonna
people.
lose.
It's going to be over.
I think they're going to lose.
I think the only thing.
Say goodbye to your Terra chips, everybody.
That's what I said. They're going to pay him in Terra
What do
chips.
you think the JetBlue amount would be for you to go, thanks, take care? 30 grand? 20
I was going to
grand?
say 25.
They give you
Okay.
$25,000 check?
They're
I
gonna
mean,
they're gonna jack
ask
up
for-
damages. They're
they're
gonna
gonna
ask for
for
a
$2
million.
million. Yeah, they're gonna ask for
$1 million or $2 million.
Okay. How old is Oksana
Shevchenko.
Kirkchenko?
Okay.
Stage 4
And
cancer.
and then we will talk about her elderly husband.
It has to be a twist, otherwise he can't actually be old. So she's
How old is she?
she's 44,
Uh-huh, and
and he's 56.
It's elderly 56. Okay, Daniel, what do you think?
Am I guessing both?
Yeah, guess them both.
I'm going to say she's 62
Uh-huh.
and he's 78.
Okay, Jay.
It is. They would have said elderly couple if they were both really old.
Okay.
They identified him as elderly and not her.
She's saying this is my elderly
my
husband.
elderly husband. So
Can't stand up.
I think it's like a Celine Dion thing because now we're also talking about a sickness with her and her old manager husband. So I'm going to say she's 59 and he's 82.
Okay.
Wow.
Get your answers in, townies,
Okay.
because Oksana, and they're going to win this suit. Jackie Tohn is right. They're going to
right.
win this
They're
suit.
going to win.
Oksana Kirkchenko is 51 years old.
Ooh.
Younger than us.
You're younger than us.
2 years almost coming up.
Jeez, don't.
And her elderly husband, Peter Kirkchenko, is 71. Is that elderly?
20
I
years.
know.
That's not elderly.
It's not
It's not old.
elderly.
He's almost
he's
in
having
his
a rough
60s.
go of it.
Yeah,
But
sure,
I
sure.
guess
He
so.
can't
but
stand anymore.
Jesus,
He's
that's-
71.
The Karen
71.
Kachenkos
They're
really
gonna
took us
they're
through
gonna
it
listen.
today.
They're gonna get their money. That's
Karen
the way it works.
Kachenkos more.
Karen Kachenkos. Hey, that's new title of this episode. When we come back, we're gonna talk about Jackie's new amazing hit show that she's on Netflix, which you either already know about it, but if you don't know about it, binge watch it, tell people about it, and other stuff too. We'll let you know what we have going on. This is Dumb People Town with Jackie Tohn. We'll be right back.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Before we get to Jackie's stuff, let's let people know that what we have coming up and going on. I believe this may come out before we go to Fort Collins. We're doing the Comedy Fort.
One of the best clubs in the country.
November, I believe, 2nd and
First
3rd.
and second.
First and second,
Shout
which
out
is a
David
Friday and Saturday.
Rodriguez.
I love that club.
You're going to have anxiety heading into an election week. I don't care who you're voting for. I'm going to
Come-
tell you right now, come see us. You know, let the air out of the balloon.
Let
and
the
just
air
have
out
fun.
of the blimp. We're going to do that then. And then post-election, we are going to be in St. Louis at the Flyover Comedy Festival doing a Tag It, which will be so much fun.
Get
I
your
love
tickets
that
for the Sheldon show because right now we've sold some tickets, but I want to sell more with our fans and not fill it in with just festival
Yeah, let's
goers.
do that.
It's
so-
going to fill up, but it's a nice size theater, so let's do
So
that.
that's happening. And then we did a Tag It at the Comedy Store that sold out. I was so happy with that. It was so much fun. We're going to do it again probably at the beginning of December. And then we're doing our two-man show, The Born Identity, BORN. That's happening at the Lyric Hyperion. We're going to put it up 3 times. And then we're going to do it. They asked us to do it at Sketchfest, The Born Identity,
Nice.
which I'm very excited at the Gateway Theater on February 1st. And I think we're going to do a Tag It that night for that as well.
But the one we're doing Lyric Hyperion is on December 9th, the 12th, and the 16th.
So the 3 chances for you to catch us in LA, all of it at supersklars.com, plus the movie we did with Jackie Tohn, which should be coming out eventually. That was so much fun, called Science Fair. It was so good
fun.
and so much fun. You guys were so good as husband and wife. And you play another hilarious wife on Nobody Wants This, which they should have called the show Shiksa.
Listen, we all
Listen,
know.
we all know it should have
We
been
all
called
know.
Shiksa.
But look, it's a success. So what do
And
we
yet,
know?
I know what's really funny is I was so passionate about it being called Shiksa, and
Yeah.
now that it's a hit, I could give a shit.
Of course.
I'm just like, call it whatever
give a
you want.
shitska.
I could give a shitska. How most people think you say Shiksa.
That's right.
That's
But
just part of the problem.
You play our Timothy Simons, who is amazing friend of the show, incredible. You play his wife. He is your husband, and you are so good. You are
Thank
so
you.
Jackie Tohn. It is so good. It's like you in your sweet spot, and you're part of this wonderful ensemble cast that has Kristen Bell and Adam Brody, and just like good comedy people, and they really handle that show. Steve Levitan,
You know what I mean? It's
Modern Family.
the whole thing was sort of a dream, especially with like everybody here. It's impossible to make anything.
Yeah.
Truly, like
Who's
even
making anything?
No, even when you get the job and you're first of all, trying to make the thing, the amount of hoops they had to jump through. Aaron Foster's been working on this idea for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
They finally get it going, and then all the strikes happen.
Oh, my
They have
God.
to wait another year, but they have this deal at Netflix. Is it going to continue past the strike? Is there going to be enough juice post-strike to even anyone to give a shit about it?
Yeah.
So then miraculously post-strike, they do still want to make it. They have Kristen involved, then they get Adam Brody, and then I think it was like December or in 2023, my agents called and they were like, we have an audition for you. And I was supposed to try out for the Rebecca role, which was Adam's. And I called Kristen and I was like, hey, I'm trying out for that show that you're doing. And I'm trying out for Adam's ex. And he was like, oh, there's a sister-in-law character. And she was initially a much smaller role. And they were like, it's much more you. Like she's gritty and, go for that one. So then I
Called your agent and be
so
like,
then I
put
was
me
like,
out for
hey,
that.
I'm going to try out for that. So they were like, okay, there's not even sides yet. We'll let you know. And then a couple weeks later, I put myself on tape in the kitchen with my boyfriend,
Amazing.
sent it in, and then
Amazing.
didn't hear anything for like a month.
You're like, this ain't happening.
And then I was like, oh, man, that would be so cool. And then early January found out, and the rest is herstory.
So yes,
and you like all 3 of us. This is what happens with all of us. You get in there, even if it's small. They see what you're doing. They love it. They're like, let me write this more for you. Let me add more on this character. Or like Dan comes in, it's like, oh, let me add this. This is how this whole podcast started. Dan's like, let me show you this voicemail I did of Mark Wahlberg, and we're like, can we do a podcast together? And here we are, 12 years later.
Actually, 12 years later?
Yes,
Yes.
wherever we go and we get a small part on something, it always expands to more. This is the same thing that happens
It's
with you.
just-
I love you in this show.
Thank you. And
let
this was,
continue.
I hope it
I'm
continues.
I'm really excited, and I think once we all realized once we got there, like my chemistry with Tim and how much the show really needed an antagonist, and it just all sort of came together in a really wild and exciting way.
So
the
the-
numbers are, I mean, it's
insane.
No, dude.
Well, but you know what it tells me, and this is what I want to say out to the universe. Okay, I'm saying this to every streamer out there, everyone who's decided to stop making scripted shows, everyone who's like, it's not going to work, and no one wants to watch story. People want funny,
I know.
heart, cool stories, acted brilliantly, specific.
And it
It's
can
too
be-
specific. The world's too specific. No, people want to see good stories told. There is a, what's the word? It's not a glut. There's like a
Dearth.
There's a lack.
Yeah.
There's a lack of stories being told right now because of whatever reason. Because streamers want to punish, or I don't know, whoever wants to punish the writers for striking or whatever. But we're in a moment right now where if you put out a good story with great talented people in it, guess what? The world loves it.
Yeah,
The
honestly,
world.
let this be the show we look to and go like it does
It
work.
can happen.
Do the next that.
Yeah, the next that.
I want this. I mean, look, you were a part of Glow. You were so funny in Glow and
Thank
so
you.
good on that show. We got to do that show, which was a blast.
Oh,
I mean,
you guys make me sick when I think about how funny you were on
but
Glow.
speaking of that show, this is exactly what I was talking about, where Jesse Peretz was like directing the show, and we go out to Ontario to shoot this tennis scene with like Mark Maron, where we're literally playing tennis with him
like
and
tiny
tiny 1980s rackets, where we're like teaching him how to play tennis.
Maron's like, we're like, here's how you hit this racket, because he kind of grew up in Arizona, but like we were trying to help him so it looks normal, like we're in the scene, like we're all playing.
So we're like playing this, and Jesse's like, hey man, listen, I wrote this. I saw you guys. I watched what you did yesterday, and I wrote this other scene for you to do. We're gonna pick this off. We're gonna pick this off when we're at the net right here. Here, learn it. And so we immediately learned it. And the AD's like, we can't do this. What are you talking about? We can't get this done today. Jesse's like, we're doing it. We're doing it. We're going to. AD's like, there's no way we're going to be behind all day. He's like, we're doing it. We're going to do it. And we're like, this is so exciting. It's kind of going like a counter to what the production is they wanted. And we get up there and we just in 2 takes got it. And we're like, they'll never use it. I mean, it was so much fun to do, and they'll never use it. They used everything. Everything
It's
made
the
it in.
best.
That's
It's
the whole
best.
point of
But
it.
it's not like we're gonna take Sklar gold and burn it in a fire. We're gonna put it on TV.
Well, we know we're
not going to put
there
that
in
in a little
service.
puppy
We're
bag.
right, sure.
So anyway, so again, the show is Nobody Wants This, and it's such a great show on Netflix. And watch it for Jackie, who's blowing up. And then when
It's such a
Science
joy.
Fair comes out, we'll have you back on. And
Oh,
we'll
I
share it
can't wait.
again.
And also, I with the Science Fair, I hope we get to go like party at festivals and
Oh
things
my God,
together.
that would be
be
the greatest.
God.
The greatest.
Pestrins, the festival
I would
queen.
love it.
All right, let's jump into another story, and then when we get to the third, we'll talk about what Dan has going on.
Okay, this was sent in by Matt Friedman at Not Your Average Matt.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Matt.
buddy. He always sends stuff in.
Good stuff.
Above average, Matt.
2 Florida men busted in Naples after stealing how many sticks of deodorant?
Ooh, sticks of deodorant.
How many do you need?
Spicy?
I'm already starting with a question.
I'm gonna say 12.
600 sticks of deodorant, like a case.
80.
A great.
Oh wait, 24.
24. Get your answers in. They stole 400 sticks.
Ah!
How?
I was right in the area.
2 Florida men busted in Naples after stealing 400 sticks of deodorant.
Where do you sell like second
black market. Yeah,
Right.
black market deos.
On the
Second
off-ramp
window
of
deodorant.
freeways.
That's
I got
of course.
oranges and I
Yeah.
got
I got
Degree.
Old Spice.
I got Old Spice.
Yeah. I got Clementines. I got Old Spice.
Facebook
How old is the
Marketplace.
spice? Okay,
I don't know, 72.
Fresh rosemary. I've got New Spice. And then I got
Okay.
Old Spice. Okay. This comes from bio39.com, which I think is a crime blog. And we know how professional journalists, even in this world, especially at the New York Post,
Oh my
piss us off. And they're like, how are you writing? You'll read, I'll go through this story, and you'll be like, oh, I wish I had a journalist from the New York Post.
Yeah,
writing
yeah,
this.
yeah.
That's how
So
bad it is.
sometimes the story's dumb, sometimes the people are dumb, sometimes the journalists covering it are dumb. That's why it makes it dumb. People.
I'm like,
dumb.
are you a 13-year-old girl who's like writing this in her diary?
hope
Are
so.
you okay? Here we go.
Honestly, maybe at crimeblogspot.org.
Bio 39.
This might be a kid.
It
Yeah.
also sounds like a gastro restaurant. They're
Yeah.
like, we do everything. We break down everything.
It's they're by the Ford's filling station, guys.
Popcorn done 3 ways.
Gastro restaurants piss me off. Of course.
Because we have gastrointestinal problems.
Truly, the acid I have sitting here.
Stop. Okay. I know it's hot here in Florida. Who are you talking
What?
to?
Who are we talking to?
Yeah,
Dan?
we all know.
What?
How
Who
was
does?
your summer? Mine was good.
Stop. Mine was GR8.
Totally.
I met a skater boy, SK8. All right. I know it's hot here in Florida, but 400 sticks of deodorant to stay fresh might be a tad overkill.
Wow, this is so funny.
This is like.
But what got these two men, it's a two and then men, busted in Naples was not their need to control perspiration, but that fact that they stole the deodorant.
That. Okay, sick.
Stole the deodorant and a
This is
lot
the
of other
this is the
personal care
remix,
items as
Jay.
well. By the way, that sounds like a kids sketch show in Canada.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Yeah.
like
Are you on
almost,
that?
It's almost all that, but it's in
that bad.
Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Wait,
in
did you say-
It's in Winnipeg.
Did you say 400 sticks of deodorant and other personal items?
Other personal care
Oh,
items
God.
as well.
What
But
else
only
do you
one
need?
tube of toothpaste.
Yeah, exactly.
400 sticks.
It's like that.
and a floss.
That
And
scene
one
in The
floss.
Jerk, and this, and we're taking this.
And that lamp.
And this feminine deodorant.
Detectives at the Collier County Sheriff's Office say Carlos M. Garcia Ajete.
Ooh.
I'm not going to tell you how old he is. And Nivaldo J. Garcia Vento. So they have the same mom, but different dads.
yeah. They're
and they
hyphenated.
hyphenated the names?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're very advanced.
Are believed to be members of an organized retail theft ring that has been stealing from major retailers, including Publix, Walmart, CVS,
and then
Walgreens.
selling them where?
Facebook Marketplace.
Is that what
Is that
it
what you
is?
think, Dan?
I mean,
Offer up.
yeah.
Offer up.
CCSO, StockX, received information.
StockX for deodorant. Dead.
Poshmark. Okay. The real.
Depop.
Information that Garcia Ajete and Garcia Vento, the Garcia Rizzoli Isles.
Right. Garcia Jete and Garcia Vento. It's like, how? What are you?
How
Are
thirsty are you? Do you want the Garcia Ajete or do you want the Vento?
the
Well,
Vento?
does the Vento's a lot.
Does
Yeah.
the Vento come with whipped cream?
I'll do the Ajete.
Okay.
I'll do
Does the
the Ajete.
Vento come with speed stick? All right. I
It
just want to
does.
know.
We're suspects in a recent large-scale theft spring in Martin County and may be traveling to Collier County to similar thefts. That's exactly what they were doing until they got busted in Naples. At about what time Wednesday did deputies locate a vehicle matching the description?
And just a trunk.
Oh, this
full of-
isn't when they did it. This is when
When
they
they
were
got
found.
caught.
busted.
I just have so many questions. Okay, what time
Please.
though we're
Come on.
saying?
Ask every
Well,
question.
my question is, so they got. Are they in the loading dock? How are they getting this much? Like, if I go to the grocery, if I go to CVS, there aren't 400 deodorants.
There aren't even four at
No,
this point.
right.
Because
Yeah,
of
you
people
have to
like
be.
this.
because of Ajete and Biento.
Yeah, you got to be in the back.
So you're in the back.
Yeah,
Double
you're gonna be-
Garcia.
So you're from Double Garcia. Because of Double Garcia, we don't have access to deodorant anymore.
No.
but-
No.
So they're in the back. So the people that are working there
They
are
know
like,
the guy shipping it off. That's what I think.
okay.
Hey, man, I'll cut you in on a little bit
Okay.
of this.
I do think this has to be an inside job.
This has to be a delivery.
Double Garcia is when you can be tried for the same crime twice.
That's right.
So he was already tried, sir, but he found not
that's
guilty.
good.
But we can bring him back on a double Garcia.
On a Double Garcia. So so I think it's 2 a.m.
Also my favorite sex move.
2 a.m.
Double
What do you
Garcia.
say?
I'm gonna say 1:30 p.m.
Oh wow.
They saw him at like a fast
8
food
a.m.
restaurant.
Broad
8
daylight.
a.m.
8 a.m. All right.
I don't
one-
like the way
one
this-
of
Wait,
you.
I have a okay.
One of you is a half an hour away.
Well, then
You
it's
guys wanna
1
go up?
p.m.
8:30.
You said 1:30, 8:30?
8:30.
You want to go up or down a
It's
half
1
an hour?
now.
I'll go 2:30 a.m.
All right. It's 2 p.m.
Oh,
Ooh.
there you go, Dan. You
Oh.
should have gone the other way. Should have gone the other
Late
way.
lunch.
Wow,
late lunch.
late lunch.
The driver
Late
later
lunch at Double Garcia's.
identified a Garcia Vento, ran a red light as the SUV exited onto Collier
If
Boulevard.
you're gonna have 408
Stolen deodorant.
This is my rule.
follow the traffic laws.
Don't get caught breaking the law while breaking,
Breaking the law.
Do
That's it.
the.
It's simple.
Headlight out. We're not taking that car.
No.
No. Dan, you're so
It's
right.
like it's almost like we gotta steal these, and we gotta do it in any way.
But watch me litter out the window as I'm
100%.
going to throw
Oh.
this Ben
Bag
and
of
Jerry.
McDonald's,
Yeah,
yeah.
McDonald's or Ben and Jerry's Cherry Garcia. All right, whatever. All right. During the stop, the passenger decided to make a run for it. Always smart.
Smart.
Good.
Always the move.
You get a traffic stop, the first thing you want to do is just
Take
start
off.
running.
Get out of the car and bolt. Yes.
He ran out of the SUV, was apprehended by deputies after a brief foot pursuit. If you're going to commit crimes, you really need to stay up on your cardio. That's what this person
Oh yeah.
They wrote that?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. There's like
That's how you get ... busted in Naples.
How embarrassing. If you're going to run, you never want it to be described as a brief pursuit.
Brief
Oh,
pursuit
it's
is
so
'Cause you're just like
embarrassing. Of
12
course.
yards,
Yeah.
20 feet.
Yes.
You exited the car and they just tackled your fat ass.
Just no
Yeah.
turns.
No.
You didn't even make a left.
And I bet he was sweating. Could have used some deodorant.
Probably.
Oh man.
The pair told deputies they were no, they probably smell good, from Fort Myers, Florida, a few miles up north, suspecting that was a lie, that the pair had just committed the retail theft. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, because if you didn't do something wrong, of course you're going to run.
Right.
As soon
Yeah,
as
no. If you're innocent, you're gonna bolt.
That's what people do when they're innocent.
Well,
just
they had
take off.
reviewed the store video and they knew it was them.
Right.
It showed the two of them.
No masks.
The video showed Garcia and Vento in the personal care section of the store grabbing a Gillette razor pack, which he concealed on his person, and then leaving the store without paying.
Yeah. So
okay,
again,
but one Gillette razor pack. Where did the
That's how they get
400
busted.
deodorants come from?
Maybe that came from the ring, the
It
full
was
ring.
found when they.
That's like maybe over time through this whole ring, but they get
you're
busted.
building a mountain of deodorant.
Right.
Okay. Wait a minute. 400 deodorants. Are they popping place to
That's
place
what
and
I'm
getting
saying.
individ
It's a ring.
deods?
I don't know. If
5,000, 2,500, 600 deodorants.
Okay. These razor packs
How do you measure a brief pursuit? Okay. go.
In footsteps, in inches,
In footstep. Just one footstep.
and
Inch.
inches.
Yeah.
and centimeters.
And-
All right. Those razor packs are like $40. Inflation, right? I hate
That's
that.
written
on, stop it.
The two men were taken into custody, busted in Naples, which means vehicle search time while conducting an inventory of the vehicle.
By the way, inflation right is kind of opening the door for they should be stealing it.
Sure.
If you're going to sell
Yeah,
it for
yeah,
that
yeah.
much,
The
all right.
razor packs are very expensive.
Yes. But
Yeah,
don't
it
you
is.
need to have someone
Especially
open
that
the
female tax.
Don't you need to have someone open the gate?
Yeah, but I
Open-
will
not at
say-
Walmart.
Also, I will say I was at Target the
Right.
other day and the guy opened the gate for me. And
Then
I
left?
I didn't Karen, but he walked away and then like people went in there.
Oh,
and it
God.
was not.
You
I
gotta
don't
close.
know. I don't know if they were going to pay or not, but it was
Right,
like
right, right.
their
People went in.
things were.
Right.
The case got open.
Right.
The case got open.
You can't put the.
You're supposed to stay there
you
when the
can't
case
put the
gets open.
toothpaste back in the tube.
Okay.
You can't put the razor cartridges back in the case.
No, the case
Here we
is
go.
open.
The merchandise included 400 sticks of
Cold
deodorant, which you
case.
mentioned, razor blades, razors, fishing gear.
What?
That took a weird turn.
Quick stop
Nah,
at the
we're gonna
Bass Pro Shop.
we're going to shave this crap.
Cosmetics and other items that were valued at nearly what? What's the value of the
Of
chili?
all this,
Of
all
all
in.
the stuff? yeah.
Everything.
So we got a base level of 460 deodorant. Mm-hmm. We're probably talking like $8.
You're helping
a
us? You're
stick.
helping us?
Why not?
Okay, I thought you wanted to be. I thought you wanted to win.
We're gonna. I've
Ah,
already won.
I think $10,000.
Okay, I can't.
Whoa.
I should. Why I cut you off while helping? It's not like I'm over here going to do the fucking math. So
do it.
I should have.
You do the math.
So if a stick of deodorant they're not $8 each. They're way
like
cheaper. They're like
$5.99.
So 5. Okay, 6 times 4. 6, 12, 18, 24.
2,400.
So it's 24. Oh, we're already much higher than I thought. I'm going to say, especially with the fishing equipment, 7,600.
I like that guess.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go $5,500.
$5,500. Get your answers in. $5,000.
There you go, Daniel. There
That-
you go. Wait, she's giving you a high five.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
So
Okay.
this. Here we go.
Didn't
Keeps
mean to
being
leave you.
right.
Didn't
no
mean to leave
stress.
you.
No,
Deputies
I'm not
also
upset.
found a device commonly used to defeat magnetic store security devices.
There you go.
You know, a magnet.
What?
That's what this
That's
person.
Oh, okay.
Also, by the way,
Dan
the
thinks
writing.
this person's funny.
I also just
I
like
love it.
I just also love the number
like
of
this
times
kid.
this person used the word device. They also found a device used to deactivate a device within the device.
You know, a magnet.
You know, a magnet
magnet.
device.
Don't know.
And that's that reason.
And there you go.
When asked if they had receipts of the items, they did not.
That's just down
They-
the fucking around with Del
Yeah.
Garcia.
Yeah.
And now they're giving them their
Do you have
own. You've ever
receipts?
sit in this seat?
Yeah.
You ever sit in
Yeah.
this seat? That's what the double Garcias
Yo,
are
you
doing.
ever sit in 23F? Okay.
Okay.
They did not. Who keeps receipts? That's what this person wrote.
Oh,
Garcia
God,
Vento and Garcia Jete are charged with multiple felonies, including grand theft. Hold on, let me see
Grand
this.
Theft Deodorant.
But now
It's my
I
favorite
have.
video game.
But now I have questions. What got the two busted in Naples was the stolen pack of razors, just one. So how many stops did they make to collect this much stuff?
This is what we were
460
asking.
deodorant. Why do you stop somewhere to drop this off? Could have kept it at a misdemeanor rather than a felony. Not
I
a
love
smart
this
move.
ends as an op-ed.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Here's what gets under my craw.
Hey, they could have gotten away with it, and I'll tell you how.
Yeah.
I get it.
This person's part of the ring.
It's like OJ, if I did it.
Oh, that interview.
Oh, God.
So weird.
The
All right.
ring.
You know that interview?
Of course.
I mean, it's just like
Unbelievable.
so then he's like, so if I did it, then 5 minutes
yeah.
interview. So then I
And you're like,
went and
No,
you're like,
it's-
you did what? Now you're talking in past tense.
Oh boy.
then I.
Just got
Then I
chills.
would have is what he should have said, but he forgot. And then he's like, so then I get it. The two guys who were busting Naples go to jail, but what do they do with all this deodorant, razors, and makeup? evidence lockup.
Stay clean.
Nah. My first thought.
Nah?
NAH.
Nah.
My first thought is that those Collier deputies are going to be hella fresh
wrote
and
this,
clean.
Fletch?
Hella fresh
and
clean.
clean
So fresh and so clean.
in
By
this
the way,
hot
this-
Florida weather.
I want this podcast to be sponsored by HelloFresh.
Of course.
I
Stop. love HelloFresh.
But in reality, if they can't locate which stores it came from, this will probably be donated to a shelter.
That was going to be
forbid.
my
I think it
hope.
should be,
my
right?
hope
That's what I
was
thought,
like if
too.
anything
Shelter
like
time.
this ever comes into evidence and it can't be located from
Donate
whence
it.
it came.
Donate
Also,
it.
it is sort of a vibe of like it's been stolen. It's been in someone's car. Like,
Sure.
is that the deodorant I want to buy anyway?
Like
but
hot trunk
Yeah, hot-
deodorant.
None of us are picturing spray, right? Roll on.
No, it's all
no,
roll on.
mine isn't roll
Ban.
on. It's like not a circle ball.
Ban roll on.
No, who does circle ball
You do the
anymore?
click,
I have to do unscented.
You do,
I,
but you wait.
no.
I do
pause.
click click. Mine's a
click, but not circle ball. That's roll on.
right, but I
Roll
just
on.
meant like
Oh my God,
a rub
because
instead
I
of
did
a.
roll on in high school, and I was like, now I'm just wet. My pits are wet for 45
wet
minutes.
pits,
What is
wet
this?
And you don't
Good
shave
mo-
your pits, so
good
it's just all this
morning.
hair.
Yeah. Good morning. I got wet pits. No. Okay. What is
Senior wet
R1
pits.
called though?
What?
Huh?
It's
What is
just a roll on.
No.
It's
But none of us are picturing clear gel.
antiperspirant.
Oh, not a clear gel.
Not a
Mine
clear
is
gel.
a white.
Yes,
I think
white.
of like a white powder
Yeah.
stick.
Yeah.
A stick. Oh, mine's a
stick.
click click.
It's a stick.
It comes up out of like,
Click
little
it
perforated
and
holes.
stick
Click it and
it.
stick it, as I've always
There
said.
you go. Story number 2 down in the books. Daniel, give us a taste of what we're going to hear in the third story
Okay.
today, if you can remember. If you can get
Young girl Target trip.
Okay, young girl
Speaking
Target.
of a young girl Target trip.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy. I
Hey.
am so young and love Target.
That's right. You young and love Target. We'll be right back with more Dub People Town with Jackie Tohn. We're going to bring it home and find out what Dan's got on the other side of this break.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
To keep them happy, Chewy has over 100,000 products from all the brands that pets love at prices that we all love. Food, treats, beds, you name it, they have it. It gets shipped directly to your door 1 to 2 days, and that is convenient and beautiful. And not just for dogs and cats. We're talking birds, fish, reptiles, and more.
How do I know this? How do I know all this? Because I was a Chewy user long before they sponsored our
This
podcast.
is well documented.
So we have a monthly subscription for the food. It always comes at the right time. There were moments where we were running out of food because I was giving more to both dogs, and I just switched it on the subscription,
So
and
easy.
it came faster. Everything is so easy. We bought dog beds. We bought travel dog beds from Chewy. We bought
have you ever
toys.
had to deal with like their customer service or anything?
They're the best. We had to return a bed because it was too small. We just actually got the wrong bed. It was on our thing. Simple, easy.
They have 100% satisfaction guarantee.
They are, I'm telling you, I will not go with anybody else for our pet products, and we have 2 dogs. So there's a huge part of our life.
So how excited were you when you found out they were sponsoring the
I'm
show? Because you're like,
so
I use it.
happy.
I can speak to it.
So here's the deal. Dan will tell you because you can
Chewy
use
has
Chewy
everything
right
you
now.
need to keep your pet happy and healthy. Okay, that's all you
The
need.
truth. It's the truth.
So right now you can save $20 on your first order and get free shipping by going to chewy.com/DPT. That's chewy.com/DPT to save $20 on your first order with FREE free shipping. Chewy.com/DPT. Minimum purchase is required. New customers only. Terms and conditions apply. See site for complete details.
If you're a pet owner and you're not using Chewy, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Listen, guys, I love a deal like the
We all
next
do.
guy, but I'm not going to eat like 27 ghost pepper chips just to get it.
No.
If I
Not even
ate one ghost pepper chip, I'd be like, I can't even
I'd
do it.
love to
No.
see you do
I
that.
want
I
it to
would
be
love to see
easy. No hoops, no BS.
That's right.
So when Mint Mobile said it was easy to get wireless for $15 a month,
You're
with
like,
the-
is it that easy? And
with
then
the
it turns
purchase
out
of a
it is.
3-month plan, guess what? We called them on it. Turns out it is that easy.
It
To
is.
get wireless for $15 a month. The longest part of the whole process was us trying to wait online, breaking up with our old provider.
That's it.
It's awesome. So here's the deal for me. My number one question, as everything in my life,
Sure.
will this work at the cabin?
Yeah.
So I'm up in Wisconsin.
Yep.
Guess what?
Mint Mobile works up there.
100%.
So if it works up there, and meaning that's a great sort of indicator.
Got my number, kept all the stuff. I'm always
Keep
worried
your
about
phone.
transferring anything and like losing contacts or apps. None of that happens.
It's on the nation's largest 5G
Am I going to have
network.
to have some weird phone that's like 8 feet long with a giant antenna
No.
on it from the
Those are actually
1980s?
in. Those are in now. Those
We're
are in.
all
back around?
Yeah.
We're all sitting here going, what are ways we can cut the large expenses we
Well,
have
that's
down?
what the other thing I was going to say. I have a family member who's on a fixed income.
Yep.
$15 a month.
Perfect.
Saves
Been a
them.
lifever.
Saves their
Perfect
lives.
for
Yes.
them, and it's perfect
All
for
right,
you.
so here's what you do. To get started, mintmobile.com/DBT. There you're going to see now. 3-month plan, $15 a month, including the unlimited plan. Plans come with high-speed data, unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. And you can use your own phone That's important. Your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan, and bring your phone number along with it. Nothing changes, all right?
And your
life stays the
existing
same. You just
contacts.
save money.
I told you.
Find out how easy it is to switch to Mint Mobile. Get 3 months of
I'm gonna
premium
tell
wireless,
you.
$15 a month.
You
man.
ready
Tell
to
'em
get
what
this new
do.
customer offer and your new 3-month premium wireless plan for just $15 a month? You go to mintmobile.com/DPT. That's mintmobile.com/DPT. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/DPT. $45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speed slower, above 40 gigabytes, or unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Before we jump back in,
Yes.
Daniel, where can people see you? I know you're going to be.
First-
you got some good stuff.
Yeah,
coming
first
up.
and foremost, if you haven't already, check out my podcast, The Midnight Air, right
Yes.
here on All Things Comedy.
Yes, sir.
This Halloween time, I've listed my personal top 10 Halloween movies of all time.
Hocus Pocus.
I've gone. It's in there. I think that's top 5.
Can I just say that I watched twice yesterday The Nightmare Before Christmas, and that is
Great.
probably one of my favorite movies of all time.
I feel like that-
Halloween,
I just
Christmas,
talked about
all
this.
of it.
Why twice though?
Because we were putting up Spooky Town on.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
cute,
let it
cute,
roll.
cute.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Let it
okay.
roll.
I was
Let it
like,
roll.
what are the
You have
circumstances
Jack
under
in your
which?
front yard.
So,
Skelly.
Love
This
Jack.
is
Elise
Halloween.
LeBlanc,
This
who's
is
a
Halloween.
kidnapped the Sandy Claus,
it's
put him
got-
in a box,
And
lock him up for 1,000 years, and see if he talks.
was Sandy Claus.
Elise LeBlanc, fan of this show,
Love
is also
her.
a fan of Midnight Air. She emailed into the show, which is something people can obviously do,
Great.
and said that was her favorite Halloween movie.
Thank you,
And
Elise.
she actually thought of this earlier when you were talking. I said about the movie, it is a bridge movie for Halloween and Christmas.
Totally.
And
Yes.
it simultaneously feels like it's both of those
Oh,
movies
yes.
and neither.
Yep.
So I almost like watching it in between.
The world that is created of the Halloween world,
Yeah.
of the holiday
And I love what they
world,
do at Disney with Haunted Mansion and
It's just
so
Nightmare Before
incredible.
Christmas.
I'm like, and that little kids still like it. Like,
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's timeless.
It's scary, but
hits all- everybody.
yeah,
Timeless.
It hits.
Like, I feel like that should give Tim Burton carte blanche to do, and it does. Blanche.
Sort
I
of
was going to
does.
say it kind of
Kinda
does.
does.
I love
I mean-
Beetlejuice. But Elise, in the thing, she was like, they do an episode on Netflix of the movies that made us, and she said it's crazy that movie almost didn't get made. She wrote that in her email.
course.
And
Of
I
course it
said
almost didn't
on
get
the
made.
episode, just so you know, every movie almost didn't
That's
get
Get
right.
made.
Every movie.
she was just talking about her
everything.
That's why I
show.
thought about it, because
fact
almost
there's-
everything didn't get made.
I know.
Everything from the show
It's
to
crazy.
the Irishman that took, I think,
To
12 years.
Seinfeld. I'm still
Yes.
watching
Oh my
The
God.
Irishman.
I'm halfway through it, and it's good. It's good. It really got me through
No
the pandemic.
spoiler alerts. Yeah.
I'm through season 6 of The Irishman, and I love it so
It's
far. So
not
don't
an
tell me.
episodic.
Don't tell
It's
me.
not an
Feels like
episodic.
it.
Okay.
So listen to the Midnight Air. It's just me for an hour doing
Fun.
emails and reading the newspaper that comes out up by my cabin because I think that's hilarious.
Amazing,
Talking
Chris.
about anything I want. Check it out. It drops on Monday nights, and then you can go to danielvankirk.com. If
It's
you,
a good listen as you're like
Falling
drifting off
asleep.
to
all of
sleep.
it.
It's
Yes.
so
Well,
good.
it's an overnight podcast.
Yeah, it's good
I
stuff.
do it at night.
It's good stuff.
But what else?
Do you not sleep
DanielVanKirk.com.
well?
Huh?
Do you not sleep
Well,
well?
I record it to drop at night. I also sleep horribly.
Okay.
DanielVanKirk.com. I will also be at the Flyover Comedy Festival. That is on Thursday, the 14th of November.
St. Louis, Missouri.
If you go there, you can also watch my special Rose Gold, and you can check out my movie Wine Club, which is on Tubi. Everything's at DanielVanKirk.com. Oh, and the first Wednesday of every month, you guys crush.
I loved your show. Really fun.
I have a comedy show
Overshare.
called Overshare. Comics start out their set by reading an overshare
You should have
from
this
the
one on
audience. Would you want to do
Oh,
it?
sure.
Oh, I'd love to have you on. It's
Oh
so
my
much
God,
fun.
It'd be
Love to do
so good.
It's great.
Super fun.
You get a free drink just for putting an overshare in the bucket. I don't care if you make it up as long as it's good, but I prefer it's
There
real.
were some good ones.
Oh,
there
so
were
much
some
fun.
Oh, I
great
bet
ones.
You guys
two
were.
were.
I
They
could
were
not believe how
phenomenal. They were phenomenal.
I
Their
was
specialty.
I was so happy with how honest people were. And
And
like,
if you're having fun with it, you can read like 3 of them.
Yeah.
Or 4
yeah,
of them.
yeah,
Like,
Irene
it's-
too did like 6 of them.
You
It
could
was
do
so
it
good.
and then do a bit and then read another one and then do a bit.
I was going to say, do the comics do any of their own material?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I always tell
Just-
people, I go,
okay.
hey, just read one. If you make one joke about it, awesome. If and then you go into your material, great. If you do 10 minutes on what you just read and you're having a great time, do that
Oh,
too.
yeah.
What do I
you
care?
could play a song and then, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Right,
Go
right,
in
Yeah,
right.
between.
you can do whatever you want. It's so much fun. It's right next to Cantor's on Fairfax in between Melrose and Beverly.
By the way, I
first
saw
Wednesday
a lot,
of every month.
So, in addition, I just want to say this about
Yeah.
this, and then we'll jump in this last story. I saw a line of people, of young people, like
Yeah.
waiting for some product in that store.
Yeah, in Bespoke
so,
LA.
So
Yeah.
Bespoke LA sometimes, I'm assuming, does like crazy drops of stuff.
Oh yeah, they do. It's a really cool event.
Dude,
space.
the line was all the
Mm-hmm.
way down to Beverly from where that is. That's like 2 blocks straight of people. And everyone looks so cool. Everyone's like young. I'm like,
course.
what is dropping?
Yeah.
What is dropping? That's the line that should be for your comedy
Hopefully
show.
it will be. It's a really
love
fun
that.
show and a great location. So Overshare Comedy, first Wednesday of every month. Me and Melissa Stevens. Okay. Headline is this, sent in by Andrew Otupalik at Real Deal Andy O.
I think our first time.
She's as sweet as Otupalik, honey.
Yeah.
He's as sweet.
You know what? Let's get out on that. Guys, I'm Daniel Van Kirk.
Hey guys, I'm Jackie Jones.
Okay.
Just like honey from the bee.
Girl takes family car to Target.
Sure.
Police in Ohio.
How old is this girl?
We're going to do that.
Well,
Okay.
Police in Ohio say a girl took her parents' vehicle and drove herself to Target on Sunday morning. The girl was originally reported missing along with the family vehicle, with her family saying that she was last seen around 7 a.m. on Sunday
Doing donuts in the front yard.
when I assume she left for her job at the factory.
Right, exactly.
Okay, how old do you think this girl is? Because I want us to know all this stuff. As we
7.
go
that
into
was going to be my guess.
Okay,
I'll
7.
say 8.
8.
10.
Okay, one of you is exactly right.
I'm sticking.
Do you want to stay with yours, or do you want to jump on
I'm
somebody
staying
else's
at
number?
7.
Staying
I'm
at
saying
7.
at 8.
So I'm
Same
going
here.
to stay at 10.
Okay.
I'm proud of who I am.
Yeah, same.
The girl who took the car and drove to Target is 8 years old.
Feeling really good. I was just imagining her like trying to start the car with a breadstick. I love this little kid.
They saw her last at 7 a.m. before she drove herself to what would be Target.
What would be Target?
What would eventually be Target, where she ended up.
Okay.
Oh.
But it burned down
A
on her
distance
drive
that
over.
She had 2 errands on the way.
A
She got
distance-
coffee.
That took her how long
Took in her dry cleaning.
to get to Target?
How long would it take an 8-year-old
How
to
long
get
was the drive for an 8-year-old to get to Target?
Well, but are
Sunday?
we also guessing because how far away?
What's
like if
that
it's
mileage?
They don't give. They just said how
Okay.
long.
right, because if she's going 2 miles, obviously the joke is that it took a half hour.
Yeah,
but but we don't know how far away the Target is.
No.
I think it
Also
took her an
doesn't say.
hour. Took her an hour to
I
get there.
think it took her 25 minutes.
Okay.
40 minutes.
One of you is exactly
I'm
right.
staying at an hour.
Now-
Staying at 40.
Staying at 25.
Okay.
40.
She drove herself to Target on Sunday morning, and it took her 25 minutes.
Wow, I thought surely one of you guys were right because
No.
25 was so random.
Nope.
So,
So
perfect.
good.
It's perfect.
Wait, that's crazy.
I know.
You nailed
8
it.
and 25. There's
Imagine how I felt having to contain it.
I feel great.
Dan, you did a
Make it about me.
Dan, you did a wonderful job
Thank
of
you.
not
Thank you.
feeling.
Thank
You held
A
everybody.
next door neighbor provided the family and police officers with ring camera footage showing that the child got into the family's SUV and drove off alone around 7 a.m. So they were not the ones to see her. The neighbor, the only reason to know the last time she was seen was 7 a.m. is because a neighbor's ring cam.
Is that one of them self-driving cars?
Nope.
And they were like, no, that's Sylvie
Officers.
driving the Peterson's F-150 to Target.
Yeah. Officers quickly located the vehicle in a Target parking lot. Moments later, officers were also able to locate the 8-year-old girl inside the Target.
No!
Yes.
Oh.
Here's what I
Inside the Target.
love.
Bullseye.
Yeah,
Police said
made it.
she had a Frappuccino when they found her, and they allowed her to finish it.
Yes.
What do you guys need? Because I know what I'm here for, and I didn't even plan on buying half of this stuff.
I know.
This girl is the next president of the United
She's
States.
like, she looks at them and she's
holding-
like, back to school, right?
And she's holding the car keys. There was a girl named Courtney Alschuler in my Hebrew school when I was a kid, and we were maybe in 3rd grade, and she carried keys.
Oh.
Like she was like, "Oh my god, my house key," and I'm like, "What are my? Where
Why are you holding it
Where
like
are
this?
you
Yeah.
going with your
But it
keys?"
made her more
It was
important.
like her journal key, her house key, her
my
bike
God.
key. But like she loved to that she kept them on her pants, and she was
Yes.
like, "Has anybody?" Wait, Marissa, have you seen my keys?
Oh, they're
Okay.
on your pants.
Marissa, have you seen my?
They're
here.
on your pants.
Thanks, Marissa. I found
Okay,
my
fine.
keys.
Good.
in
It's
like
3rd grade.
Todd
Glass said there was a guy at his like tennis,
Neighborhood pool.
low grade country club that the guy, he was a richer guy. I think he owned the country club,
yeah, I remember
and he would always jiggle cashews in his hand. And so young Todd Glass thought that was
Well, you were
an
rich.
sign of
indicator
wealth.
indicator of wealth.
If
If
you
you
jiggled
jiggled cashews. So she had the keys, and
She
that
had
made
the
you say
keys.
she was important.
It did. Oh my god! I just remembered. She had a metallic, like the cutout of a Scotty dog
Uh-huh.
keychain that said Courtney.
Yeah.
What?
And I was
she
like,
did.
oh, on her key.
But
She
it's
was
like an
like-
actor in a scene who's like, can I have a thing?
Where
I
are my
just need a
keys?
thing.
I
Have you
love
seen my
things.
keys?
Yeah, of course.
Where are my
Things make the scene go.
keys?
Where are my keys? This
Okay.
girl. Where are my
Police-
keys?
So they
I'm at
walk up
Target
to this
with a frap.
8-year-old
With a
milling
frap.
about Target.
Uh-huh.
She's got a frappuccino. According to their Facebook
I love
post,
that they let her finish it.
The
I've
Bedford-
never wanted to meet a person
More
in
than
my
this
life.
person. She's
Like
amazing.
I've never so wished to have a conversation
like
with
full
someone.
SWAT team around. They're like, let her finish the frap.
Let her finish the
And
frap.
they dive in and put a knee on her neck.
I'd like them to hold her at gunpoint and be like, that'll stunt your growth.
How dare you? How dare you? Thank you.
Bedford police jokingly said in a Facebook post, "We're not mean. We let her finish the frappuccino."
We're not mean.
Oh, they're
No
not
one
mean.
said you were mean.
No one said
The child admitted that during her drive, you guys aren't going to believe this, I hit a mailbox. So they woke up, they're like, are you here with anybody? I know.
I hit a
Let's get
mailbox.
this out of the way. I hit a mailbox.
mailbox.
I'm finishing this before we go anywhere.
She's like, I hit
And
a
I
mailbox.
need you guys to tell me if you
with
like
the-
this scarf.
With the baseball bat.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was like, I pulled the car over, put it in park, hopped out, beat the shit out of a mailbox
Right.
with a baseball bat,
Right.
hopped back.
Should I buy this Casa Luna betting set?
Right.
I need to know.
I need this.
I
Yes.
am looking for these Target boots. They're out everywhere.
Right.
By the way, the Target boots that are out right now, they're out everywhere.
Everywhere.
Can I just tell you that right
They're
now?
out everywhere.
It's a problem. It's an issue.
Your daughters want them?
There's a set of Target boots that we got to find them.
Okay, I'm gonna now.
She's on them.
Now I'm gonna look it up.
Dad,
okay.
This
She's
is,
on 'em.
This
Look
is
it
your
up.
adult child version of emo.
Yeah.
Or Elmo, I mean.
Elmo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And emo.
What if Elmo
lesser known
was
sadder
emo?
Sesame
Is he
Street
not?
character.
The emo version of
Sort of
Elmo
is.
would
Yeah,
be
Elmo's,
fantastic.
he's a little emo.
He
He's a little-
lives in his
a
feelings.
little soft,
Come
sure.
on, dude.
So the child admitted that during her drive she hit a mailbox. Oh, we're going to get out of here on this sentence. It's also great. Oh, actually, no, I'm going to have you guess something. Target employees also told WEWS-TV that the child walked in, proceeded to shop around the store for items,
Sure.
and then checked out.
Yeah, that's right.
How much money do you think she had
on her.
on her to buy things at Target with and a frappuccino?
So this wasn't like a
get out of
mistake
here
that
on
she
that.
ended up at Target. No,
No,
she was
she
going on a
she had
Target
some
run.
money.
It's a Target
she
run.
either like took money. This was a run.
Target run.
She took money from her parents, or maybe has an
It's
allowance.
7 a.m. on
But
a
at
Sunday. They're in
at
bed.
8 years old, you're not even having. You don't even get an allowance.
No.
At
Aaron.
8 years old is too young to even spend money.
The best producer in the game. We were talking beforehand, and he goes, "My daughter came into our room at 4:30 this morning and said, 'Is it morning yet?' And he said, we were like, no,
No, it's
It
not.
is not
Not
morning
morning.
yet." So for this 8-year-old, she also was like, "I'm not waiting for these a-holes."
Yeah,
It's
Target
Sunday.
asked them 5
It's
times, "Can we
Sunday."
go to Target? Can we go to Target?" And they're like, "No." And she's like, "Fine,
I'll
I'm
handle
going.
it. She said, "I'll handle it." And they were like,
Also,
"Fine."
Did the Frappuccino have coffee in it? This is
Oh,
an
yeah.
8-year-old.
This kid is
Oh,
wired.
of course.
Probably
Okay.
wired.
Okay.
How much
No.
money do you think she had on her to go? And Target said she walked around, shopped, checked out. She must have just been doing some more
60
milling.
bucks.
I
60
was going to
bucks?
say either 20 or 40, but I have to be right because I was right the other two
have
times.
to be.
I think she managed to get a hold of 2 20s, so $40.
Okay.
I think $100.
$100. All right.
Please tell me she does
No,
not
he
have.
didn't-
Please tell me she doesn't have Apple
Well,
Pay.
because I was also thinking maybe she had a credit card.
Yeah, you never know.
Cash.
Cash, dude.
Okay. We'll get
Well,
out of
he
here with
didn't
this.
say that one person was
Nobody
exactly
got it.
right
No,
this time.
right.
Exactly right.
One of you is closest, though,
Okay, good.
which is how things work.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get over here on this. See the Sklars.
Come see us
You guys going to be at Fort Collins?
Follow me
for-
on Instagram at Jackie Tohn.
at Jackie Tohn
TOHN.
Period.
Watch your show.
Oh yeah, watch Nobody Wants This, please.
Please.
It's fun to be on. I've never been on a show before where I don't have to tell anybody to watch it. It's
People
insane.
know it.
I'm like, oh yeah,
promoting itself.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Okay, it's great.
Okay. Oh, and DanielVanKirk.com. We'll listen to the Midnight Air. This child, 8 years old,
Had
25-minute Sunday morning ride in the family van
to Target.
to Target, got a Frappuccino, hit a
Shopped
mailbox,
around.
and had $400.
Oh my God!
Independent lady.
Wow.
Independent lady.
Get her on the pod.
Get her on the Get her own
Yeah,
pod.
get her on. Get her own.
She's
pod.
more talented than Hawk Tua.
Oh my
there you
gosh.
go. That's
Very
it.
hard to do.
There we go. Speaking of
Very
hard,
hard to
folks.
do, ladies
I
and
got it.
gentlemen.
All right. That is the show. We love you guys. And oh, snap, we got to get back to work.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.